Hi, my name is Jenessa. This is Friends Are for Podcasting, episode 2. And today I have a really, really amazing special guest. Someone who also is from my childhood, someone who I've known since high school, and someone really near and dear to my heart. I am genuinely so thrilled to have her on. And this is not, unfortunately, the first time that we attempted to do this podcast episode. We had such a lovely conversation the first time around. I unfortunately really wasn't thinking of the long-term effects of this and how I wanted to do this for quite some time and extend my episodes further than just a few episodes. I have a lot of friends who I am really blessed to have and that are extremely talented and I think deserve the platform that I am trying to inhibit here. Unfortunately, that was a terribly done episode in terms of the audio, and so I unfortunately was not able to sync the audio to the first one, but we really talked about a lot. And from that first episode to this episode that you're about to watch or listen to, quite a bit had happened. I had lost my job. She had lost her job as well and kind of pivoted into a completely different career. And we talked about in this episode, as well as the first episode, just to kind of give a brief synopsis, is she is someone who is in the fashion space, someone who is a stylist, someone who was a blogger with a B, hard B, back in the day, and someone who I think is a universal friend, someone who, if you're lucky to find someone like her, you'll have forever. And I know so many people in so many different walks of life who are friends with her. She is an incredible creative. She's an incredible artist. She's an incredible friend. And we had so much fun redoing this episode together, but it was so sad to not be able to air the first episode that we did back in 2024. But we are really happy to bring this on. I'm happy to bring her on again. And she probably will be back on again, just like my past episode as well. And her name is Paloma. And she is such a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And I really, really hope that you have a fun time listening as much as we had such a fun time filming. So thank you, and thanks for listening. And yeah, I really hope you enjoy the episode. Tell me.
Numerous times.
Like,
so,
how did we
once
become
upon
friends?
a time, we have a mutual friend.
Yeah.
We'll start there. Her name's Delilah. Shout out Delilah. You and her were best friends, and then her and I were best friends. And you and I never really crossed too many paths in our younger years. Once in a blue moon, but nothing like really substantial per se.
But not out of spite or
no,
hate.
Just, like,
it was just
different walks of life at the time. Like, we were doing different things. You were so accomplished, and I was doing God knows what. Anyways.
That's not true.
No, that's super true.
Oh my God.
Anyways, fast forward, let me count, like 7 years, maybe more.
Maybe more.
I think you posted on Instagram that you were going to be in London, and I was living in London, and we decided to get coffee. And I remember you walked up in the cutest outfit. I remember this to the day. You were wearing little kitten heels, biker shorts, and a big, big button-up shirt. And I loved your outfit. I was like, fabulous. And we just started talking, and we talked for like 2+ hours, I want to say.
I had to do it up that day because I
outfit.
Know that you are a fashion icon.
I think I probably walked up in like some random ass outfit, and I was like, oh my God, she's wearing little kitten heels. She looks so cute.
I don't remember what your outfit was.
Okay.
But that's needless to say, literally you're in sweatpants right now and you literally look so fabulous. I've never seen you look better in your entire life.
Wow, thank
also,
you.
what's funny is you haven't peaked yet.
Thank you.
You're in your prime.
Interview.
Really?
Positive.
Like,
No, positive.
Don't play with me.
Positive. You haven't
play with
yet.
me.
I'll let you know once it happens, but it hasn't happened yet.
Would you actually?
Yeah, I would. I'm not a believer in like telling people things that like are untrue.
What would you say? What would you say in that moment if I'm like, this is my peak and I am declining?
I'm a believer that people who have peaked in a way, and again, life's like a big question. So this is just pure my opinion. You can take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people who have a superiority complex, especially when their ego, come across as having peaked because they're trying to live out glory days that no longer exist.
Mm-hmm.
But you are not really someone who lives your life leading with ego, so I don't think you're ever going to come to a point where it's like, oh, she's peaked and now she's like in the post-peak. You know what I mean?
That's, wow.
You know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean.
I don't
and
think,
that's so sweet.
Yeah, like you're not someone who acts mightier or holier than thou in any capacity.
I try not to.
I think people who come across like they've peaked are people who lead with a very like, I am somehow better than you mentality.
And we know those people.
We do know those people, and they've peaked.
So talking about your work, let's actually go back to a year and a half when I last interviewed you. What has changed significantly from that time to now that you are now happy that has changed and that like you're ready to talk about now?
Okay, yeah. That's a great question. Well, first and foremost, I got laid off. That's like a big change that happened. And I very luckily live in a state where there's good unemployment benefits, and I was able to access them, which gave me a good like point of reflection in what I wanted to do next and like where I wanted to go and like how to take being laid off. To know, obviously, I was laid off in a mass layoff, so it wasn't like it was a personal reflection of my work, which I think does soften the blow because obviously no one wants to get laid off, especially in today's world, but it's obviously a different story when like it's a reflection of like something that you personally have done.
Correct.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I got laid off, and then I found a better, different, but same gig.
Different, same.
But same, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So you can decode whatever you think that means because I'm still doing it. But
we're not in that stage yet where we're shit talking.
No shit. No. Very great, very, very appreciative. But let's just say we return to
different but same.
It's different but same, and it's better. It's different but it's different and the same, and it's better. And then
all three can coexist.
All three can coexist. Yeah, multifaceted. And anyways, and then I also found another gig that fulfills more of like my creative,
which I want to talk about,
side of things, which I think has been really great for my lifestyle. I get to travel quite often. I get to meet a lot of people, and it is not something that is so time consuming or taxing that like it leads my life in any capacity. So yeah, I feel like though I felt very comfortable, keyword being comfortable, a year and a half ago working, and I did have like everything like you would supposedly want and need out of a job, I am very grateful that I got laid off and then like by default had to find like a different path forward.
Isn't that interesting? Because I feel like when a change like that happens in your life, it's always in the moment, what did I do? Like what could I have done better to sustain my position somewhere, or what could I have done different to maybe have had a better impression on my employer? Like it's just a totally, because that I got laid off this year. And this was not like a personal thing either. It was a total, it was a mass situation. It was a little bit different for me because I actually had the foresight that it was going to happen at the beginning of the year.
I had like a 3-hour notice. Yeah.
See, that's what
I did. I had a 3-hour notice. I got some inside information, and then I was like, well, okay, HR,
you got the inside scoop. You're like,
no, and then I waited for HR. I was like, come on, like, am I supposed to just like know this through the grapevine? Or are you going to tell me officially?
Which is interesting because I remember at that time if I remember correctly, there was layoffs that were happening that you thought you were going to be a part of, but that weren't.
Yes, I would say
before your layoff.
Before my layoff, there was another. Actually, very ironically, right when I started, there was a mass layoff.
That's right.
That I thought I was part of, and I gratefully wasn't. But
they were like,
okay, you need a little spice of life. It keeps you on your toes.
We should keep this kooky, crazy person around. Like,
is she? Why?
We need to continue pursuing this person.
Strange gal. Anywho, yes.
Which is really good. I think mainly the reason why I wanted to do this podcast in the first place, as you know, is because I feel like my friends are all creative in their own way and have made their own way in the world, regardless of what they're doing, like on a 9 to 5, so to speak, basis. Like, everyone in my life is creative and definitely deserves some sort of a platform.
For sure.
So the thing is that you've already had a platform. And it was on, if I remember, blogspot.com or no?
It lived on Blogspot for a time, went to WordPress for a time. She's been all over the internet.
But she is a blogger.
She is a blogger, yeah.
Not a vlogger.
Not a vlogger. We're talking like OG analog.
B as in boy.
Not analog, but semi-analog compared to current TikTok.
Which I think is interesting because in what you're doing on the side now, traveling, and can we talk about specifically what it is? You personalize trunk shows that happen.
Yes, I'm like a salesperson / stylist for trunk shows for a brand,
Which I think is really exciting, and it intermingles what you started doing when you were younger, which is what your blog was, which was a fashion blog. It was From Paloma with Love, which
it was.
I love the blog so much. I actually did read it religiously. I told
that
you
makes me
that.
So happy. I know you've told me this, but it makes me so happy.
And it's fun.
And it's fascinating.
We're not gonna talk on, which is so sad because we had a actual revelation of an experience where you were talking about how you forgot that you did a little subtweet about me on your blog.
I would not mean, but
no, not mean.
Oh yeah, but also not a subtweet in a mean connotation.
Correct. But it wasn't specifically about me. It was the experience that you had with me.
Yes.
And that it became a bigger story to tell.
Yep.
And which makes me so sad because I don't want to recreate that. That'd be so funny if I was we actually really need to recreate it. And then I'm pretending to hear it for the first time.
Oh my God. No, but yeah, I mean, yes, that was a really wonderful moment that I'm glad lived in our lives. I'm so sorry that we've
lived
experienced
in our lives.
But the camera doesn't get to see it. Sorry.
Bye. But no, it was honestly really beautiful to hear, but also for someone who is at that age, writing and really exploiting yourself in a way and your thought process and who you are, do you look back on that era of your life as something of regret, or do you feel
not
it really
yeah, not at all. I, if anything, look back with a sense of awe at my bravery, if that makes sense, because you're a teenage girl. Everyone has their insecurities. I remember being so self-aware to a negative degree when I was a teenager. I didn't like how I looked. I had acne. Whatever my fixations were with myself, I wasn't the happiest with what I was seeing. Yet simultaneously, I was actively, like you said, exploiting myself to a degree. Not in such a crude sense, but in the way of actively promoting myself, actively talking about myself, actively pushing this agenda. And so I look back and I'm go her. That's kind of sick. I don't think I would do that at this age even.
Yeah.
And I think back and I'm what was going on? Was I on some ego trip, or did I just actually have the duality at that time where I maybe had my insecurities and my things that I was, very self-conscious of and very insecure about, yet simultaneously was we're gonna do this anyways. But I will say, because I've thought a lot about this actually, because there was a period of my life where I was I cannot imagine doing what I did at 13, 14, 15, 16 onward at 23, 24. And I think a large part of it...
Which we're 27, 28.
Yeah. A large part of it is I moved right before I started it. So I moved...
You're starting fresh.
In February of 8th grade, right before everyone went to high school, which I absolutely obviously did not want to do. There was no part of me that was this is a fun idea. I was my parents hate me. I'm about to move. They had their reasons. Their reasons were she'll make friends before high school, which was true and fair enough. But at the time, my world truly was ending. Big problems.
But those are big problems to you.
They were big problems to me, yes. But I think my mentality was I don't know any of y'all. Y'all don't know any of me. So, I literally can be whoever I want to be. And I decided to pursue that. And I'm grateful I did it. I honestly think it got me into college. I honestly think it very much set me up in a lot of ways post high school. But yeah, no, I look back and I'm like, you were one brave bitch. Go you.
Because I think also, just because I know you, but I think maybe we can put it on like a general scale. If someone's doing that at that age and you're thinking, oh, they're on an ego trip and they're doing it because they're trying to, like, they think that they need to impress other people or whatever the case may be, that people are like, why is she putting herself out there? Like, she's so self-absorbed. What differentiates you, because I know you, is that you didn't have like a set friend group. Mm-hmm. Like, you were friends with so many different types of people. Yeah. And there were not people that you like, when you're in a group of people at that age,
especially at the high school we went to.
Yeah. Where there's an immense pressure to be a particular person and to like prove yourself to that friend group. Mm-hmm. That's when it becomes a bit egotistical, because you're getting people from that friend group validating your existence, and that like you're feeding off of that need to for validation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you were doing it because you genuinely loved the composition of your blog. Yeah. It was fashion, it was being a teenager, and it was being yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, 1000%. There was no motivation for me
to be somebody else.
No, I started doing it before I truly like made any friends in where we were growing up, and then I just kept doing it. And I think I like, it was very separate from high school for me in terms of like, I mean, obviously with time, like I had my friends be part of it and like, you know, do all the fun things, but that wasn't the like initial goal. But yeah, I loved it.
Specifically about your trunk show, being a stylist and being a salesperson, which is funny because we grew up in a very small town, in LA, which is such a weird like it's a weird sentence to say. If you're from
Los Angeles, you understand.
If you're from the South Bay, you understand that it is a small town. There are small towns.
There are towns here
that are separate from LA County, and so there was a specific segment of where we lived where there were like, it was Brandy Melville. Yeah. It was American Apparel. It was like all of the like problematic.
What was that one called?
Beehive.
No, with the piles of clothing. It was downtown and everything was like $400.
LV? No, not LV.
LF.
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton, that was it. Piles of clothing.
Vuitton. I never went in there.
Oh.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
That's where they got all those like, I don't even know how to describe them. Like, it's just like, if you know LF, you know LF, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, piles and piles of clothing. I never went into
LF.
I don't know what those salespeople did. They didn't organize but
they didn't.
Piles for $400.
We had a very problematic row of stores that are now documentaries, which I think are so funny. But growing up in a smaller town where like those were brands that people were seeking out that were not a part that were not a part of the usual suspects of clothing stores. Like a lot of people at that age,
for like young teenagers.
Totally. These were
at the time. Now it's different.
At the time, no, now it's different. But at the time, like my mom would have never allowed me to purchase $128 skirt.
Yeah, no.
From Beehive. Like, there's absolutely no way. And that existed at that time. So we had to, like, kind of up our game, so to speak, which is so funny because it's a laid-back beach town. And so the things that we were rocking and sporting in school were, like, $130 shorts.
Yeah.
Like, jean shorts.
That was the thing. I think
with
it's
Converse.
Like, you look at the mixture of affluence with just childhood, and you get... Listen, like, I begged for those flare, stretchy pull-up jeans from Free People. And I got them, and I'm grateful for them. But were they meant for my body type at all? Absolutely not. But everyone wore them, and so I wanted them. And
I had curves.
The crux of being a teenager.
I had curves back then
I'm sure
as a
you
teenager.
were rocking them like nobody's business.
No. But it was, like, way too much.
Like, I was, like, they were just spandex pants.
I was, like,
and you have 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds wearing spandex pants. And the Halloween costumes, and again, maybe I think it's just like we were the year where like it shifted so drastically, because I remember, but also I will say this, it was very different going to high school, like, in LA than, like, seeing my other friends go to high school in other places. And I think that's just, like, proxy of Los Angeles.
I get that.
Because you have different influences, you have different goals, you have different standards of beauty, you have different things people are, like, striving towards. And, like, in small towns or in other cities, like, if you don't have that same kind of, like, presence of perfection and wealth combined, I think the experience is vastly different.
I completely agree. So the reason why I bring that up is because I think your influence of style, I can objectively say as a innocent bystander here, you were not of the norm of what we grew up in the best way possible.
Thank you so much. I think it's a huge compliment.
No, in the best way possible. And so what you were styling at 14, 15, 16 years old, I think has transcended into your adult life. So my question for you is, in these trunk shows, do you see 15-year-old Paloma coming into the stylizing of these trunk shows?
Oh, absolutely.
And like, how does she manifest?
Well, so I guess like the biggest way I see it show up is in my personal dressing, because we get the ability to like play around with the samples and everything, and like we can try them on and wear different samples for different things. And so I, having previously been in more corporate America, like there's a pretty structured like outfit rotation that you can wear, and you're typically wearing like the same kind of thing, same colors. And what I find fun about the trunk shows is like I can kind of like style pieces, especially on myself, however I want to, because obviously when you come to the customer, it's like the customer's ultimate choice. But I can suggest things and they can be like, no, I don't want that. And I'm like, that's so fair and fine, girl. You want
okay,
whatever you want.
I see you.
But for myself, like I can like wear fun things and bright colors and combine patterns that make no sense. And I'm like, hee hee. But it's nice because I was talking this with a coworker who does trunk shows with me, and she's like very classic style, like the button-up shirt, the jeans, like very tailored, very classic. So we're very opposite ends of the spectrum, I'd say. Not opposite, but very different.
You're a Carrie, she's a Charlotte.
Sure. I didn't finish watching Sex and the City. So I'm like,
but you've seen
I think so. Yes,
some of it.
Yes. That's a good comparison. We were talking about
some SATCs in the building.
But we were talking about it, and she was like, I think it's cool because when people are interested in the clothes or like want to try things on, they see two different like iterations of how you wear it. Like you have like more of a typical standard, like current beauty standard per se, like not beauty standard, style standard. Like the very like Swedish girl, like what, I don't know how to say
no,
it.
I get that aesthetic.
Style. What's the style?
Like, are you talking about Berlin, or are we talking about like
Sweden, cute,
like
one of those?
No, I get that.
One of those with some basics mixed in and some like fancy Uggs and maybe not
fancy
Uggs. I don't know what I'm saying. And my final comment on this is, I went from being very like outgoing in my style in high school to moving to New York for college and wearing pretty much predominantly all black for 4 years and being like very like, I'm my edgy New York version, right? Fun, cool. She had her moment, fine. I then moved to London and I was like, British style, fun. It is fun. I just like am saying I was like a chameleon. I wasn't like my own style. I was just like chameleoning around. And then I moved home and I now live in like rural Oregon, and I don't exactly have like reasons per se to always like get dressed up, and so the trunk shows are a nice way to travel and have reason to like really play around with my style and try on things and wear things that I maybe have convinced myself I don't need to wear in my everyday life. But that's my issue, because you can wear whatever you want whenever you want it.
Can. Like, you know this, that the South Bay doesn't allot you to have opportunities to be fashionable, if that makes sense, because I think a lot of the time you will stand out if you are not wearing Aviator Nation and sweatpants, and there's a dress code for real. And there's so many things in my closet that I genuinely would like to wear, but yes, you can
you
wear
just have
them.
to do it. And like, here's the thing, like,
no, girl, like I just bought Gucci shoes.
Wear them. I'm so serious, because here's the thing, the worst thing that happens is someone looks at you. Oh my God.
No, but
you're a beautiful woman. People are already looking at you like, hello.
Thanks, but also like I'm not going up and down the hills of South Bay wearing Gucci.
For practicality reasons, sure. But I'm saying if you're like, I want to run into Vons and wear my Gucci shoes, or I want to go, I don't know, whatever you want to do in whatever you want to do it in, I say go for it. And I fully don't take my own advice all the time, but I'm saying it, so therefore.
I also think
Bible.
Bible, period. All the Gen Z slang.
Oh yeah, I'm too old for that.
I'm too old for that too, honestly.
fine.
Like, I don't know what's up with 67 these days.
don't
What is
understand
or
it.
67? I
I
don't.
don't understand it, and I honestly don't want to. I'm okay.
It's like
aging
21
out.
was also like a thing in our day. Do you remember like
No.
9 plus 10 is 21? Do you remember that meme? Or was it 9 plus 10?
The only meme I remember is the dress, and it was white and gold.
No, but that wasn't even a meme at that point. That was like a point of contention on the internet. It was.
You agree, though? It's white and gold? Oh, shit. Shouldn't have asked the question.
So I know that. Actually, no, it was like white and. It was like white and. It was. Okay, so
Finish the sentence, yeah. Tell me what you see.
I know that it's black and blue, or blue and what is it? Blue and silver.
It's white and gold.
No. The original dress, though.
Is
No.
white
It's
and
not.
gold.
No. They've proven that the dress is black and blue. It is a black and blue dress, but I actually do perceive it the way that you do, which is gold. I'm not kidding you. It's not a white and gold dress in real life.
Effect?
It's not a Mandela effect. It was originally a black and blue dress.
I'm horrified to learn this information, and I think we should brush over it.
Okay.
It ruins my sense of self.
I'm so sorry.
It has rocked my world, and I'm choosing to not know it, and I'm
Which is 10
unlearning
years
it
later.
right now.
10 years later.
Unlearned.
So my question to you, like really deep diving into New York, London, what were the most significantly cultural moments that you had where it kind of shaped your worldview today? Like, what did you see in New York and London that was like, oh, that's not actually how, in my mind, that's not how the world works now. It's like actually this thing that I just witnessed or saw.
That's an interesting question because I feel like I have a bit of a unique upbringing that my answer probably is not the traditional answer in terms of like moving from someplace like a town in LA to New York. So I grew up in Venice Beach, and so I grew up in like a massively wrong word, a very diverse area in terms of like socioeconomic status, just general diversity of all kinds. So then I moved from there to Oregon, and I was like that was like the biggest culture shock of my life, frankly, was moving to like a very small town at the time that was almost entirely white. And then moving back to the South Bay, which is also almost entirely white, like diversity is very slim and most people are very well off. And so moving to New York was kind of like, in some senses, a full circle kind of cultural experience for me, because
Going back to your roots.
in the sense of just like that was what I had been raised to feel most comfortable in. And I think diversity benefits literally every factor of life. And so the more you have around you, the more full your lived experience is in a plethora of ways. And so it was really nice to move back to New York because moved to New York because it felt very much like returning to an environment that I felt I thrived in the most, compared to areas and environments that I felt were by proxy more stifling. And obviously I said that as a white woman, so like not like literally in that sense, but in the sense of just when you have a very homogenous society, you have very homogenous ideas, you have very homogenous approaches to life, you have very homogenous goals. And like you look at our high school and like everyone's goal was to go to an Ivy, and like that was the number one standard, and if you weren't going to an Ivy, you kind of got like a side eye. 99% of schools in the country, that's not the norm. Like the norm is like a couple kids who are super smart, who have worked their asses off, maybe there's a legacy there, go to an Ivy. You don't have 27 kids going to UC Berkeley. You just don't. Like that's just not, unless college statistics have changed. That's
I honestly don't know, nor do I want to know.
But you know,
you
get my point in the sense of like the status kind of assumption. Anyways, so moving to New York was very fulfilling for me in that capacity. I will say it made me, my street smarts like exponentially got better. And also my parents were never like shy about putting my sister and I in environments that were a little like out of pocket growing up. So like we were very lucky to do lots of traveling and lots of like roaming around places, and my father especially was very much like, you can go wherever I go. And, you know, a white man's confidence is like truly unmatched sometimes.
Oh,
So,
no
I mean,
truer
he would
words
say
have ever been
say the
spoken.
exact same thing. He'd be like, yeah. So anyways, bottom line is it was good to move to New York. Moving to London was interesting because I moved after COVID, and I loved London. I think the biggest like cultural experience is just that it like, for as much as it seems similar on paper, you know, they speak English, everything, like London's New York, whatever it's a very different society, and it has very different cultures, and it has very different, specifically like you know, it's a much older country, so like they're almost like their bureaucracy is like so entirely different that feels like a ginormous shift compared to things that you take for granted, like even USPS or like the tax system, or, you know, how you set up. Like that was more the change living in London. I was like, I noticed that there's like, you know, you're in a different country even if it looks the same.
Which begs the question, which is my second question to you. I think what you said about diversity is incredibly true. I think that it's necessary.
Yeah.
I think that it's something that the more diverse your circumstances are, the better off you'll be, the more empathetic you'll be. And I'll preface this question with a statement here. There's a friend of mine who we have pretty differing opinions politically, and I actually really respect it because I don't think that if we stick with the same type of people and like-minded people to a certain degree, that it really is like kind of an algorithm in everyday life where we're just kind of feeding into that algorithm and we're only seeing things the way in which we want to view the world. So I like having people who have different opinions of me. But something that I found really interesting was she recently went on vacation with her fiance, and she went to a island where she grew up.
Okay.
And she was telling me, she's like, there's no homeless people here. Like it's so like that same face that you just made, I made. I was like, there's no homeless people. It was really great. There's a sense of camaraderie there. Everyone is at the same level of wealth or the same level of status. Everyone just kind of is a sense of community. And it really, like, it dawned on me that is kind of like an idealized version of communism or like a socialist group.
This is a great comment, because I have something I want to say about this after you finish asking.
So which is so funny because those are her exact opposite points of view. Those are the exact, and she was like praising it. You know what I mean? And being like, oh my God, like everybody should like not
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is this location a pretty homogenous society?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
So this is where I'm going to steal something that I literally saw on TikTok. And I don't know who said this originally, but whoever said this, you were right. And I'm going to stand by it. And I'm going to actually say it again. Someone was making the point that the reason why the U.S. and conservatives or people on the right or whatever you label yourself as, if you're against this, are against communist types of ideas like, you know, free healthcare for all, or like free, like living wage for all. And, you know, like you look at countries like Sweden or Denmark and you're like, oh my God, their lives are so amazing. Like they're so happy, top level of happiness. And like,
yes and no.
Everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like all these stats of like, they're the happiest people. I don't actually know which country this is, but one of them. I think
it's Denmark.
Happiest people, like healthiest people.
Laughed at.
whatever. I got problems to deal with here, guys. All these great things, right? And then you look at the country and it's a largely homogenous country, and the person was making the argument that the reason why people in the U.S. are so against that in this country is because we're so diverse of a country, and people in the U.S. are raised with a lot of individualist mindsets, and they actually can't fathom nor want someone who looks nothing like them or has no shared life experience to them to get things that they think they deserve. And they were like, if the U.S. was a entirely white country, we'd probably have free healthcare. We'd probably have a living wage for everyone. We'd probably have no homeless people. We'd probably have all these things that we don't have. And I'm sure there's probably extenuating factors to this that make this not entirely a true statement. But like, I do think the presence of individualist mentality and also just like the wide-spanning racism that exists, that's been going on for a very, very, very long time, I think prevents the U.S. from ever getting to a point where people are like, yeah, even if you look nothing like me, and even if I can't even possibly imagine what your life is like, I also want you to have the things that I would want for myself.
Because again, it begs the question, would you care if it didn't happen to you specifically?
And I think most people in this country would say no.
No.
Yeah.
They will only care
And also,
unless it happens to them.
A lot of these places that have all these things where it makes life so idyllic are the size of half of Connecticut. That's the other part of this. I would love to see it, but I will be very surprised if there's ever a day in this country where people truly like are all in agreement on one thing. Even if it's the most basic thing, like we should all breathe air. I still think someone would say, no, I don't think that person should for this reason.
Well, no, it's because they're racist.
Well, yeah, and no, it's because they're racist.
Genuinely are
they're
like
racist, and as
they
well,
don't deserve to breathe.
Exactly, and like again, and I like you can also think about this from the perspective of like community building. You look at all different cultures. You look at all different in America, let's say, right? All these different cultures, all these different kinds of people. Which communities have the most? Which communities have the strongest sense of community? Which communities have the strongest sense of like? I don't know another word than community, but like most people that you find that have the strongest sense of individualism are white people, and it's because we've been told since the dawn of time like we're God's gift to earth and we should have everything. And ironically, white people are the ones who are in the strongest need of community, and they're the ones that are against it the most. Predominantly, obviously exceptions. I'm not speaking for every single white person that exists on this planet, but there's a strong sense of mine, me, my stuff, my things. Don't touch my things. They're for me. You can't do this. And also you can't have that because I want it. Or I don't want you to have it.
It's just an interesting thing. Like we were taught as children to like sharing is caring. Like where, like I know that sounds so.
Well, you know that the other part about
so juvenile,
it is
but
remember when we had to recite the whatever it's called,
reduce, reuse, recycle.
No, the other one, the political propaganda thingy.
Oh, the Pledge of Allegiance?
That one, not political propaganda, whatever you want to call it. But the line literally is...
I know what you're talking about.
Life and liberty for all, right?
Yes.
It's pretty self-explanatory. It's like pretty much right there in like the words that we had to recite every day. Again, at like 8 in the morning.
It's propaganda.
Do you know what? That's weird. It's weird to be like everyone... I mean, listen, I don't... If anyone's watching this and they disagree with my opinion, I'm joking. But like, it's interesting to every day at 8 in the morning be like,
yo, and it's at 8 in the morning. It's
hand
8
over
in the
heart.
morning. You know what I did?
But then life, liberty, and happiness for everyone. Is that how it goes?
It's no. It's
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Like I said. I'm offended a little bit that was so... I don't think I've like said that out loud in so long. But anyways.
Same.
Life and liberty for all.
You know what I did this morning at 8 a.m.?
Did you recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
No, I was sleeping.
Well, I recited the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right now, and that's actually like crazy. That was not on my 2025 bingo card. I'm so sorry. My head is sweaty.
Bro, I'm sweating so much. It's fine. It's fine.
This is also like another question that I've been dying to ask you. Like the whole propaganda of like women hating men right now, I think that there is a limit. In my opinion, I think that there needs to be this rhetoric of like, okay, instead of pushing or dividing people and making it such a divisive thing, because I think that there are exceptions to...
There's exception to every rule.
There's exception to every rule.
Yeah.
I do think that, like, it's come to a point where there's a subconscious aversion to the opposite sex that even, like, learned behavior of ours of being like, stay away, away. It's not supposed to be for all men.
For sure.
I do think that it's gotten to a bit of like a crazy
I mean, to like the two sides of that. To the side of like, if a man's walking down the street and I'm walking down the street, I don't care who the fuck you are. I'm still going to be walking 10 feet away from you and staring back and making sure you're not going to kill me. Sorry, that's going to keep happening until that stops happening. Stop abusing women. Stop abusing like trans people. Stop like being aggressive and stop like doing all these terrible things. And then yes, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Thank you. But on the side of like dating,
This is what I mean.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I assumed you meant, but I wanted to just put it out there that I'm not saying that, right. But on the side of dating, I do think there is a large, my honest opinion on this.
It's fine. I want honesty.
How do I best phrase this? I feel like in modern, let's say, American dating culture, the dynamic has been set up pretty much from the jump that men are dumb, that men don't have like deep, complex emotions, that men can't do these things, whatever. And I don't think that's entirely, there for sure are men that fit those categories, don't get me wrong. But I think largely is like a response to that, and also like paired with the immense pressure and immense kind of like projected desire for women to get married, to have kids, to have partners, all these things. Women have like just gotten to this point of like accepting and also allowing and also kind of encouraging like men to act as if they're stupid. Like, men aren't stupid.
The perpetuation of it, I think, is a really awful...
Men, like, know what they're doing. They just also know what they can get away with. And not that it's on a woman to, like, police a man, but, like, if a guy's cheated on you, and he doesn't seem all that... And I personally would never, but, like, if a man cheats on you, personally, I would then end it. I would not then personally continue to date that man and then be like... oh my God, what if he's cheating on me again? Or I want to read his messages, or like, I don't trust, like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of excuses that are made for men at times where I think men and women would be better off if women just stopped making those excuses, because
I just really, I think that there's a bigger issue here. I think that the world at large is really unable to take accountability for themselves.
1000%.
It's actually been so
also
apparent.
Women need to get comfortable being by themselves. Like, I'm so sorry, but you're
talking to two single gals here.
Your goal in life is not to find a husband. Your goal in life is not to find... You can still be like, I really want to be a mom, or I really want to be a wife, but like, your goal in life should not be to find a partner to the point of like, you will do whatever to get said partner, or you will put up with whatever so long as it gets you said partner or like said situation. Your life will be so much better if you actually like respect your own worth and put up with the things that you like, and don't put up with things that you don't deserve, instead of like putting up with things that you don't entirely like or don't entirely want just because it's better than what you think being alone is.
Agreed.
Being alone's great. Being single is a fabulous experience, and
it's a privilege, I think, as
frankly, I do frankly have the opinion that this is gonna sound so I think I'm a more developed person being single for the majority of my adult life than if I had been in a relationship or back-to-back relationships.
I agree.
For that time period.
I agree. I completely agree.
Sorry.
Thing is, though, and this is going to sound like it's coming from a desperate place. It's really not. I think because I've been single for 4 years now, or almost 4. No, I've been single for 4 years now. To the day. Wait, what day is it today?
The 28th.
Yep. Today is my 4th year anniversary of being single.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm actually like very happy about it.
Perfect timing.
It is perfect timing. I think because I've had 4 years of experience, like not being in a solid relationship with someone, it's taught me patience and grace within myself. But then also where the quote unquote desperation part can come in is that I am now craving or looking for more meaningful relationships in my life that I think at this point in time I'm like not desperately trying to seek out necessarily. It's more just I'm deprived of it because it's been 4 years, and it's like it can't be this difficult. Like, I was 19, 20 years old and going on dates like every single week. Like,
it is this difficult though. And the reason, here's the thing. I've been single, like solidly single, like how do you want to describe this? I've been like 75% single for the last 5-6 years. And by solid, like 75%, I mean like an occasional
Like a 3-month itch.
Occasional thing. But not of any, like, deep emotional thingy. Anywho. It is that hard to find, and I think it becomes harder the older you get and the more developed you become, because honestly, I do think that the majority of people operate without high expectations for themselves or their friends or their partners.
I agree.
And so the further along you get in your own personal journey of having not necessarily high expectations for yourself, but like high quality expectations in terms of the type of relationship you want in your life, and not just putting up with like shitty friends or a shitty partner or like toxic shit just to have people around you, it does become harder to find someone that you actually want in your life, because your standard for what you're looking for changes.
Agreed.
It'll only continue.
I know.
And that's okay, because here's the thing. It's going to be better than having a shitty partner.
No, I know that. That's a preface we need to put out there. But I do think, I don't know, like I just remember being 19, 20, like going on dates and how exciting it used to be. You know what I mean? And you know, because like we've gone through very interesting there's been some interesting people that we've dated along the way, and like good stories. I think really good stories. But I do think I miss the excitement of that more so than like actually putting up with someone.
No, that's so fair.
You know what I mean?
No, we were just talking about this earlier off camera, because it's Mercury retrograde, in case you didn't know. And so
I think it was Mercury retrograde like a couple months ago.
Whatever, something's happening. I saw on my TikTok that some like all your exes supposed to come into your life. So actually, if someone comes into my life after we record this, I'll giggle. But we were talking about how she was like, "Have you heard from any of your exes?" And I was like, "No," like, but like I wish I kind of had, not because I have any interest in rekindling anything or frankly even talking to any of these people, but like how fun that someone texts me.
Oh like, my God, how fun.
How fun. It's so fun.
It's fun.
I did that actually recently.
To be chaotic.
I did that recently.
You were the one who reached out.
Yeah. So this is someone like I was like very into when I was young, like end of high school, early college.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's really truly like, it's like he's like a brother at this point more than anything else.
Great.
Anywho.
You literally were like, what are we doing? I
was like, what? Anyways, I was really drunk. I was in San Diego and I was so drunk, and let me tell you, those blended not margaritas, blended sangrias.
Ooh,
wiped my ass. Whoa. Anyways, I was walking on the beach.
Cool.
And I was listening to music, and I was like doing my dramatic walk and drunk, whatever, with sunset. And I was like, oh my God, I like literally got in the water fully clothed. So I was like, oh, this is my moment. Anyways, a song came on from high school, and I was just like, oh my God. And I was like, this person. And so I texted him, and I was like, hey, this is so random. Like, thinking of you, hope you're well. And then I stared at it for a second, and I was like,
I didn't say that.
No, and the next minute I said, actually, LOL, it's not that random at all. I'm super drunk at the beach, and a song came on, and I thought of you. Hope you're well.
That's the honesty that we need.
And he was like, oh my God, Paloma. And I was like, actually, the conversation can now end. If someone like thinks of me, this is for anyone that I have ever encountered in my life, except for a couple people, and if you know who you are, you know not to contact me. Anyways. If you think of me, let me know. I think it's so fun. Like, life's short. You might as well just be like, hey, I thought of you. Again, if you have bad history with someone, maybe not.
Yeah, no.
This person and I, like, we lived in London together. Like,
aww.
I've heard about his office dalliances. Like, you know, like, we're friends. Like, it's fine. But it was just like, I can tell you, like, honestly, hey, haha, I'm super drunk, and it's all like, I thought of you, haha.
Which is funny. This is going to be also another little public service announcement. Yeah, I would love for someone to be like, oh my God.
Yeah, hey. Hit me up. There's a couple people that I'm like, the door is not open by any means, but it's not locked.
Hold on. Let's actually preface this a little bit, because that can get a little dangerous. There's no sex to be had here. Wait, is there sex to be had?
There is one single person that
I wonder
would be-
if there's gonna be like 5-6 people in your DMs that are like, is it me?
It's not you. No, it's actually none of you. No, there is one person that I'd be like, okay, I was actually thinking about this. Do you ever feel like sometimes this is not like a, oh my God, what if? This is more like a, I'm a big believer that people come in and out of your life for reasons. And like if something doesn't work, there's reasons why it's not working. And it's kind of like a blessing in disguise if something ends, or a blessing in disguise if something goes a different direction, right? But I've had like a singular amount of experiences. So one, I don't know why I said like that, where I'm like, oh, this is someone like it mutually just like didn't happen at the time. And like, not that I am at all awaiting this person, but like if that person and I ever happen to cross paths again, I would actually not like
You'd be like
scream
open
in fear. I'd be like, oh my God, wait, it'd be fun to catch up with you. And everyone else, I would pretend like I didn't see you because I don't see ghosts and you've all died to me. So like, that's just true. Like
dead.
No hatred, no ill will. I just like don't have an interest. But there's one person that I'm like, okay, if we ever cross paths, I'd be like, oh my God, wait. Because there's no bad blood. There's no, like, awkwardness. It's, like, very genuinely, like, when we interacted, it just wasn't the time nor the place.
I'm trying to think if I have a singular person.
I only realized I had that situation, like, 2 weeks ago. This person, like, randomly crossed my mind. And I was like, oh.
Is there someone in my life, my past?
And it's probably better if the answer is no, frankly. Because I'm not a big believer in, like, repeats. Like, there's a reason why things don't work out.
I repeated and it was not good.
I have too. It's absolutely never worth it. I've repeated it numerous times. It literally don't do it. Like 0% success rate and also 100% unnecessary like angst.
It was so unnecessary.
Absolute waste of time on everyone's part. Anywho, I think it's better if you're like, no, I don't have anyone. But I do want to play that game where we show each other people.
No, we will.
I will tell you.
This is happening right now. So get out your phone. Okay, so let me preface that I love this on TikTok. I've seen this so many times where people will be in the car and they will be pulling up their phones to their friend and asking prompts of like people who they once mutually knew.
Yes.
Of would you have sex with this person? Or like who do you hate?
Yeah.
Like what's okay. Are you ready? Because I have prompts in my head.
I'm
and you
ready.
also like feel free to jump in with any prompts that you may have. Okay. First prompt. Who is someone in high school that now you would have sex with?
Pull up on Facebook because I feel like that's a better picture.
Oh, okay.
That's so lining up with me, but whatever. Because I don't follow a lot of these people, and I think
that's totally fair. Totally fair.
Oh, that's not who I was thinking of. Oh, okay. Wait,
I want to see the person.
This is who I thought of, and that's not who I. Who I thought it was.
Oh, but I think I know who you're talking about. I think
the other one. I think. Come on, let's find a recent picture.
I think you're really gonna hate mine. You're really gonna hate mine.
I know nothing about this person, and I hope he's not an asshole.
Okay. I will tell you. I will tell you because the majority of people who we went to high school with, I went to elementary school with. So I will tell you.
Okay.
One, two, three. No! No!
I don't know anything about it.
No.
Is he a bad person?
He's a bad person.
Oh, he's hot. Okay, never mind. I take it back. I know who that is, and I know a lot about that person, actually, ironically.
Wait, can you tell me a little bit without revealing anything to camera?
Someone that I used to be really, really best friends with had a thing with this person. Someone I was best friends with in high school had a thing with this person.
And, like, what happened?
They did not go to our high school.
Oh, okay.
We have a mutual friend.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if he's single or not,
upsetting.
but
okay,
yeah, I knew you were going to be upset. Okay, do you have a prompt for me?
Oh, okay. Who's someone that, for, like, absolutely no reason, you, like, privately, personally never liked from high school?
I have one right.
I do, too.
Wait, hold on. I don't even follow this person on Instagram, but you'll see.
I'm still on Facebook.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, 3,
1, 2.
1. Oh. Hope the reflection's not showing.
No, I don't think so. If it is, I'll blur it out.
That tracks.
So this was something that like was from elementary school. Like there's
yeah.
There's an air of like complete arrogance.
Yeah, of course.
And terribleness.
Yep.
That just has never tracked with, I think,
what?
anybody.
And actually,
wait, yours is really surprising to me, actually.
Mine was, this is not the right person either. Mine is more from, this is actually probably my real answer. That was just the first one that came to mind.
Wait, I had the same person.
Okay.
Wait, I literally had the same person.
Yeah.
I had the, no.
That's who my actual answer is. The first person that came to mind, I think, is in part because at some point in time we were also like
friends. That's why it was surprising
but then, like,
to me.
we also weren't friends at different points in time.
No, I totally get that.
But same with this person, actually. This person, though, is my actual answer, my official answer.
They came up in my head as soon as I pulled this picture up. I was like, actually, wait, there's someone a little bit stronger.
I'm glad that we're aligned. Oh,
wait,
I have one more.
Why?
Sorry,
why?
I have one more. Superiority complex. And that's the same answer for this one.
Wait, I have another one.
And I wonder if we'll have the same person.
You'll know why for this person, I think. Hold on one second. Oh, I've like fully blocked him on everything.
Okay, perfect. Go on Facebook.
I don't have like the Facebook app, but I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I have another prompt.
Okay.
When it comes to guys that we went to high school with, who is someone that you had like an enemies to lovers? Or that you wanted to have like because you are still no longer talking to this person, like you are an enemy. But who do you want it to change to an enemies to lovers situation if you could? Like you secretly liked this person, but it didn't work out.
Yeah. Okay.
I have somebody in my head.
I do too. And I don't
to
know
just to
if they
preface,
have...
this person isn't like an enemy.
No, this person's not an enemy at all. I just like...
But it's, the enemies to lovers trope. It's like 1000%. You want something to happen with this person, but like it could never. It could never.
Again, I don't... Oh my God, does this person not have...
Oh no.
Oh. He doesn't, but the name's the same. So we'll go with that.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. What?
Yeah. Not enemies at all, but just like...
Do you remember this person?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember him.
Yeah, literally nothing could happen.
Yeah.
Literally nothing could happen. But
no, this person...
wish it could.
I would have wished it could in high school.
Really?
Yeah, like towards the end of high school for sure.
That's surprising to me. It's just there's BDE or like what's happening?
I think maybe, and also we were like, you know, the kind of people where you're like friends, but you're like not friends, and you just like banter the whole time. It was like that vibe all the time, which is my bread and butter. So
love,
yeah.
And then who's someone who like a man that you genuinely hate now? Like someone who it will forever be.
Oh, this is so easy.
Let me see if I could find this person. I'm gonna do Facebook on the internet. Actually, no.
This is so easy.
Yeah.
Super easy, actually.
Yeah.
I would almost show this to the camera.
Let me see if you're I don't know if you knew this person. Okay. This person I will forever hate.
Oh, yeah. That's a fair one, too. And the other person I will always forever hate, you won't agree with, but you'll know why I'm doing it.
I won't agree with it? No. I ride with you. Oh, that's totally fair.
Okay,
no. That one is totally fair.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because not that I loathe this person.
True.
Not that I loathe this person by any means, but I'm just like, no. No.
No,
That
no,
can't
no,
happen
no.
ever again.
No.
That can never happen again. There was a delayed birthday text this year from this person.
Of course there was. Because it wouldn't be stealing all the attention if it happened on your birthday, now would it?
Yeah.
You'd just be one of the many.
Yeah. And it was really sad because I was like, you actually have absolutely no idea what's going on in my life anymore.
Yeah.
Nor will you be ever afforded that opportunity. Which is really sad.
Yeah.
Because, like, love their family.
Yeah.
Love their family.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a loathe, for real. I totally...
That's a bittersweet one, for sure.
That's a bit... Well, for me, but not for you. Or for you.
No, not for me, but in the sense of, like, when you've cared about someone and then you go through the transition of, like, recognizing maybe, like, who they are, where they're at in their life, or who they are in your life, and recognizing that's not someone you want, like, actively in your life, that's a bittersweet thing.
Don't think that person will ever understand, and that's okay.
Well, that's a mental illness called narcissism.
Like, what are you saying? Do I need to copyright this? I'm like, do I need to get the camera right now?
We call that narcissism.
That is totally narcissism. Oh my God.
Unfortunately.
For real, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much. Again, which was I'm so sorry that we had to. We're wrapping up.
I've had a blast. I love talking to you. We could talk for like 18 more hours.
We really could talk for 18 more hours, and I really hope that we have the opportunity to do this again.
I would love to do this again, truly, anytime.
And like
ideally, it's cooler out, so we're not like sweating bullets. But
that's crazy that it's so hot in here. It is 80 degrees.
Literally
in here.
almost November, but
it's 80 degrees. There's the thermostat. Alrighty, bye.
Climate change is real.
Climate.